Hey, good morning, everybody. I grow, this ain't even much food, but I grow this, and I sure enough don't eat it all, but keep doing it. And probably I need to do succession planting because I get all this stuff at once. Succession planting. I'll try that next spring. So, I got beautiful bell peppers, green ones. Um, this one's going to the chickens, this one kind of rotten. I like these purple. These are bell peppers. They're called black beauties. They black, almost deep, rich purple. The last of the Mohegan, the tomato. Lots of habanero. These not habanero. These banana peppers. Got different colors. Some of them red. Some of them yellow. These are not so hot. More little bell peppers left over. Some globe eggplants. I remember planting these. I saved some of the seeds from these. I'm gonna save some of these seeds. These are different kind of banana peppers. Bell peppers. They elongated. Got them in different colors. They turn colors when they get older. And the last of the little eggplants. The butternut squash. I thought I had more, but it's only 4. Grew. I'm thinking some was eating the blooms. Next time I'm gonna put them up on the trellis. But let's grow a lot of plant for these 4. But either way, that's good. And I'm just picking all this stuff because I'm finna break out with the tiller and turn in the beds and put these on. Each one of these carry I think it's either 50. Each bunch is like 50 to 60 plants. So this is about I can't remember how much each bunch is. Something like that. Somewhere between 35 and 50 plants. So this is either 100 or 200. It's cabbage, and this is cabbage, and these are collards. One of them's Georgia pollard, and one of them top bunch. And I got some onions, and I was gonna let the season go by, but I just couldn't do it. Don't want to let a season go to waste. I feel some kind of way all winter if I didn't have the greens growing this winter. So I got well over 100 plants in this little box here. And I'm gonna turn over this spot. This I got tarped. The spot over here where I got these from. The peppers spot. I got another spot in the back, and I'm gonna just plant these until I run out of room. So I'm gonna break out with the tiller, get the tilling, planting. Not gonna make it complicated, and that's it. Oh yeah, I got a nice pile of trying to figure out how to get a pile of wood chips. I'm gonna also put the chips on all my fruit trees, all my trees. They're gonna get chipped. Ah, that's funny. Not that kind of chip. Don't take the chip. But I'm gonna basically that's feed for the trees. Feed and help push out the weeds. I don't know if you can see it down here. I put chips down around this mulberry tree, and you can still see some chips here, and it really does work with keeping the weeds back. So that I'm not gonna do today, but I'm gonna till and get these plants in today because I could have been had them planted last month, but I didn't. I was gonna let this season go by, but I'm glad I didn't. So I'll have some greens in the ground, greens and some onions, and they'll be good and delicious next spring. Keeping the cycle going. still got to finish. Got to put these in the chipper. I didn't chip those. I got them from a tree company. And still got to finish cutting down this tree and that tree. I don't think I thought that was a pecan tree, but I don't think it was. But when I started cutting that tree, I realized that tree was good and dead, so it needs to come down anyway. And it was too close to the house. Since I've cut this branches off of this one back, and the first time I cut, because I've done 2 cuttings of this, one with a handsaw. But when I first started cutting this back, because this is like 5 trees in one, you can notice the difference in the house already. It's starting to dry out more. And the trees keep the shade on the house and keeps the moisture in there. Dry is better. I noticed the difference inside the house already. It's drying out. The sun hit it like it's supposed to. But I'm definitely going to finish cutting this one down and that one down. And this winter, I plan on tagging that one. That's the same kind of tree. I don't know what kind of tree it is. I'm not sure if it's a crabapple tree, like the one in the front. I don't think it is. It's some kind of some kind of funky tree, but the mealy bugs like that, and that's the ones that drop the sap. I was wondering where the sap was coming from. It's from the bugs. So they drop the sap, and that's where that black sooty mold come from. So when I finish cutting this one down, there'll be more light coming in and less mold, less bugs, less sap. Also, this winter I got to put down some, I got to do some ant killing. There's a lot of ants. They bring in the aphids and the mealy bugs, and they protect them and feed them. And I forget what it's called, some kind of rust. They're all aphid-like creatures, the bugs. They kind of suck on trees and they release the sticky substance, and the ants eat that. And the ants actually farm the aphids. So I'm gonna, as you can see them right here, they be all over the place. I got them out of my house. I killed the colony that was coming in my house. So with that technique of what is that called? The acid and the sugar, I'm gonna put some traps down all over the place here and knock the ants back, because they gotta go. They the culprit with the aphids. If I knock the ants back, the ladybugs will be able to get to the aphids and they won't be such a problem. That's my plan. That's my pest control plan. And knocking these big trees back that's not doing nothing but they shading for mold and they shading for the bugs. And they blocking my gardens. And they shading over the house. The house needs to let the sun hit it. Keep it good and dry how it's supposed to be. But I definitely tell a difference since I've even cut them branches down. But them 2 trees gonna come down. Those easier than branching it. And then the house will get a lot drier, start drying out. Like I noticed it, even that stuff that's on the roof, like I could see like the moisture is evaporating off of it. So, and you can notice the difference when you go in the house now. It's a little bit drier, and yeah, it's different. Just in a couple weeks, it's made a difference. So that's it. That's what's going on the homestead. I'm gonna throw this little compost and some of that compost. I'm gonna go through that and get the good stuff and put it in the beds, and we can see if we can at least get started on today, this weekend, planting these bunches of greens. It's a nice deal. I can't remember exactly how many they say is in here. It's somewhere between 30 and 50, I think, plants. Sure to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. This cabbage, I keep them separate because I plant them and not know what they are until they can grow a bulb. And these are greens. So It's kind of late, but it's not too late because I've done it a couple of years now. It's still October. You can still plant your greens. And it's better if you could get it in September because then it'll catch all that rain. They'll be growing by now, but they'll catch up before the real cold come. The little frost in maybe January and from January through April, get a little frost if you're getting some. They'll be good and grown by then. So in this little box, got half my garden. That's it. A little harvest. It's a little one, but it's more than I'm gonna eat. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this, because definitely not gonna eat it all. And I don't quite have a place. There goes a snail. Look at that. I don't quite have a place to feed him to the chickens. I don't quite have a place to sell his stuff. And I don't quite have enough to sell yet. So we're getting there. So that's the in-between space where you not eating it, you're not selling it, and I don't think you're giving it away either. I can give it away to some people, but you know. I have been selling some of my eggs though. That's it. See if they appreciate that. No, he's gone. He escaped. That's it. That's the update. That's what we're doing on the homestead. And look at the fig tree. How big it's got. It's almost. It's got to be at least 5 feet tall. So that's nice. Also, these strawberries are crawling like I wanted them to. There's probably a row right here, and they're crawling over there. They're putting plants down. There's more in there. I'm going to have to go through here and weed again. I've been weeding, and letting the strawberries take over as I pull up the weeds. That's kind of my plan for this. Is a berry patch. It's a few blueberries in here, if they survive, because I haven't had luck with the blueberries. It's 2 blackberry plants I put there, Navajos, and they're going to spread. So it'll be strawberries, blackberries, and blueberries in this patch from the pomegranate tree. That's what that is right there. And to the fig tree. It'll be basically a berry patch. Yep. And behind the berry patch is my pellet gun target range. That's what those little paper plates on the tree is. But yeah, that's it. So it'll be berries and more berries between the pomegranate tree and the fig tree. I planted that fig tree and it's outgrowing. This fig tree was already here. And there's another fig tree back there behind the chicken coop, and there's 2 more fig trees by the turkeys. And I'm not gonna start because I'll start walking around pointing out trees, and I've done that before already. Let's pray for the apple and the pear tree in the back, right? And there's 1 more fig tree back there by that coop that I put back there, and it's actually growing. It's a teeny tiny thing when I put it in the ground, and it was really just a 8-inch twig. And look at it. Look at it now. It's about what is it, about 3 feet? Look at that. That's nice. And the aphids, I've been fighting with the aphids on this the apple tree. This is the Granny Smith apple tree I got when I was still on my bike. I read these here on my bike trailer. But they grew, but the aphids been kind of attacking them. They still made it through the summer, so we're gonna pray for them. And I'm gonna mulch these guys on their hills. Mulch this tree. I believe this is a mulberry tree. That's why I'm letting it stay. It's kind of too close to the apple tree, but we'll see how that goes. Because the trees would be nice for these. The trees are nice to give the chickens and the turkeys some shade. So I've been feeding them and watering them and weeding them. And now I'm finna mulch them. That's what that big pile of mulch for. All these trees back here. I forget how many I got. I got quite a few trees planted. But I'm pretty sure this is a mulberry tree. This is a volunteer mulberry tree. There's another volunteer behind that mulberry tree next to the citrus tree that I put down there. So I'm gonna mulch these bad boys too with my wood chips. They're getting wood chips, wood chips. Everybody, every tree, get some wood chips and get a nice little round, cover its roots. You know, I'm not gonna chip it all the way up to the tree. Give it about 6, 8 inches away from the tree. Cover its root system, help keep the water in, keep the weeds out, and it breaks down into compost, and it weeds and it feeds the tree. Weeds and it feeds and helps the water. I'm gonna volunteer a nice dandelion, a chickweed. You can make some medicine out of this with the white stuff in there. You can make a pain medicine, or even what some people call a drug. So you druggies out there, man, if you think you like opioid type drugs, these plants, from what I read, you cook down the white sap and you'll have something like that. You use it as pain medicine. Don't be a druggie, okay? But yeah, if you had some problems, you could use that. That is it. I'm gonna stop videoing because obviously, I got a lot of work to do. Yep, and a little time to do it. But hallelujah for this. It's good food. If you're here in town and you want some peppers and eggplants, come by and get them. Because I'm not going to eat them. Well, I'm going to eat some of them, but I sure can't eat all of this. Not before it go bad. And I sure hate to pick it like this. Because I'm finna turn it over and go to the next season. Turn in the ground. So, finna break out the tiller, start it up, and get to tilling. Mr. Turkey says, what up, y'all? He is over there maturing, gobbling away in his teenage spirit. Going through puberty over there. All right. I'm out. Peace.